From that perspective, we've got a lot of work to do, dealing with the millage, reducing the millage by getting more businesses to move in and stop these businesses from setting up shop out in our neighboring communities. But again, we've got, the #1 appliance manufacturer in the world building a new world headquarters downtown. And you know what, folks? They can move anywhere they wanted to move, anywhere. But because the Upton family decided, this is home for us, we like this small community, we're gonna build a new world headquarters downtown Benton Harbor. And when those 3 phases are finished, you're talking 1,100 people downtown Benton Harbor. Okay, that's a lot of folks. So we're gonna need the restaurants. We're gonna need the dry cleaners. We're going to need a Walgreens. Everything that's in the downtown area, we're going to need, folks. And it's coming. It's coming whether some people like it or not. Again, I talked about change. Change is here. And when you get 10,000 to 12,000 people coming in here from all around the world and around the country, it's going to make a huge difference. And as residents, we've got to be prepared mentally. How do we fit in here? And sometimes, we've got to take that initiative to say, this is what I want to do. I want to start either a soul food restaurant, or I want to start, a dry cleaners. It's too bad that we lost our only dry cleaners in the city. Betty's Cleaners on the Avenue, who we all used to go to for years. But wouldn't it be nice to have our own dry cleaners somewhere downtown? Some nice restaurants. Everybody knows I'm a huge jazz fan. I love to see a nice jazz club here. Bring in some nice jazz artists, have stuff going on during the summer, during the fall, throughout the whole year. Build it and they will come, folks. It's happening all over the country. We can do it right here in Benton Harbor.
From the audience, it was my understanding that the commissioners didn't get paid anymore. When did they start back getting paid? As Mr. Joseph stated, the emergency manager took the cell phones too.
We, as of today, we're still not getting paid. So we're not getting paid, and I know Mr. Harris came here April of 2010, and roughly, it might have been December of 2010, or around 2010, but we as a commission, we're not getting paid. So I'm not sure where that came from.
It said as Mr. Joseph stated.
Well,
oh, you were talking about how many dollars
we were collecting, and you extrapolate that over 10 years, you're talking $100,000 for 4 commissioners by eliminating the reward system.
Yes.
That's what I was referring to. Yeah, at one time.
Yeah. This is a question from the audience. What do you think about Harbor Shores, and how will it help the city of Benton Harbor?
Well, it's no secret. I'm a supporter of Harbor Shores. For those of you who don't know, there are a lot of people from the 49022 zip code that work out at the golf course. Young men, a few senior citizen guys that we all know work out there. They're making $200–300 in tips besides their hourly salary. When we talk about we don't have jobs. And this commission, I'm going to say some stuff that's going to ruffle some people's feathers. But I got to say it. We've had commissioners talking about we don't have jobs. Well, you know why we don't have jobs, folks? Because we continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. But bad publicity, being on national TV, for all the things you guys know about, it scares investors and developers away, folks. I don't know how many people that I know from this community that graduated from our high school. And these guys are 60, 70 years old that are millionaires. But they say, when you guys stop arguing and bickering and get your act together, we'll invest back in our town. Because these guys graduated from our high school. These guys are tigers. But if we can't get our own people who graduated from our school district to invest in our community, how can we get others to invest? Because right now, people have been sitting on the sideline waiting for this community to come together as a commission, as residents, and that's everything, folks. That's cleaning up our neighborhoods. That's dealing with all this loud music that a lot of people complain about. You know, I hate to say it, folks, but I spend a lot of time on the phone at work because I get the calls from people complaining about the music and kids swearing and cursing because they think they run the city. Well, guess what? Until we as residents stand up, as residents, neighborhood groups, pastors, and we all come together as one, guess what? These young folks will continue to run this city, and we should not be afraid to live in our own community. Because I'm not afraid. When I see a young man at a gas station with loud music, I'll go up and ask him to cut it down. Or if his pants are hanging off, or if he's swearing and cursing at a young girl. But folks, we can't be afraid of our own kids in this community. I'm not saying get in harm's way. And sometimes I do stuff that I shouldn't be doing, but you know, I just can't sit by and just let people do what they want to do. It's time out for that. Because as a kid, I knew that if I got in trouble, my mom and dad heard about it.
Ms. Harris, same question to you. What do you think about Harbor Shores and how will it help the city of Benton Harbor?
Well, when I was a commissioner, I voted for Harbor. And I feel like if it have hired young people and older people from the area, so they have a job. And bringing in businesses that will give our people a job. And that's what we want to focus on jobs in Vietnam.
Yes. What is your vision for the community over the next 4 years? Your vision for the community over the next 4 years?
A cleaner city, more jobs, good jobs, well-paying jobs, a vibrant downtown, vibrant neighborhoods, you know, a renewed park system. You know, Mr. Harris has started the work on Britain and Pipestone, which we just dedicated to the community high tower this past Saturday. And the kids in that neighborhood are very proud to have new play equipment. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. For those of you who haven't been by there yet, drive by there. They're also working on Broadway Park. And the next will be Union Park. So I see a community that is moving in the right direction with huge opportunities for job development, educational, and I just see a bright future.
I see a community, I see Benton Harbor as a safe, more safe place. And we can walk in the beach, bringing Benton Harbor back with all the lights shining. Benton Harbor was a lit up city, and I would love to see it happen.
Okay, this audience member asks, Emergency Manager Joe Harris recently was quoted in the Herald Palladium article stating that if charter changes or ballot amendments do not pass, another emergency manager will come to the city. How do you feel about that, and why is it so important?
Well, I'm not happy with that statement. I can say that. You know, I'm hoping that the charter amendments do pass. I'm optimistic that they will. So it's hard for me to think that they won't.
But the audience member is asking, do you believe that if the charter amendments do not pass, that another emergency manager will eventually be coming back here?
That is a possibility, yes. There is a possibility that, you know, if it doesn't pass, you know, because again, there's got to be a transitional period, you know, because I know Mr. Harris may be slated to go to another community. And in order for us to have a seamless transition from an EM to the commission, According, plus we have to hire a city finance director and a city manager. That can take 2 or 3 months in finding the right person for the position. So if there's another emergency person to come in to replace Mr. Harris because he may get another appointment, that's okay with me. But again, it's temporary. But again, the sooner we can get things straightened out with a good city manager and a finance director, I would love for the commission to be able to again make those decisions and move our city forward.
Thank you. If I could follow up, and then I want to give you a chance to answer the same question. I think this audience member is asking, is there a connection between the ballot amendments not passing and the city remaining under emergency manager control? And if so, what is that connection? Why would the two be connected?
Well, I don't think they're really connected. I think that, in order for you to have, I mean, Mr. Harris just can't leave. There has to be somebody in this place because if he is slated to go to another community possibly, you've got some cities that are under state review right now. And with the process of trying to find a finance director and a city manager, that's a pretty lengthy process. You just don't, walk in and hire somebody to run the city. There has to be a transitional period from 1 EM to the city council and with that new finance director and the city manager. So from my perspective, I don't think there's a connection.
I feel like if the commissioners, from what I understand, what I read in the paper, that he will have a 2-year budget in place, even after he's gone. And I think that would give the commissioner and the manager and the financial director a chance to try and stand on their own feet. And hopefully that will happen.
Audience question. It has been said that our rights are being taken away by the EFM law and the proposed charter amendments. What say you?
I believe the rights of the people, the residents, has been taken away. And unfortunately, this is a commission that has not and would not address the financial issues of our community. Had we not gotten an emergency manager, had we not had the state review and the Plant Moran report, I'm sorry to say, folks, we could wind up being a city that would have had to file for bankruptcy. And that is the worst thing any city can go through, is filing bankruptcy. So, from my perspective, he's here and it's temporary. That's what we all got to remember, folks. This is a temporary situation to come in to fix the financial issues in Benton Harbor, get us back on track, so that the council can, work and make sure we get a good city manager and finance director to move the city forward. Was there another part of that too?
Well, yes, it says the rights being taken away by the EFM law and the proposed charter amendments. That also takes away the rights.
Well, I mean, as far as the charter amendments are concerned, the electorate will decide if, they are adopted or they're not adopted. So I don't think that's taking away the rights of the citizens.
I think if the commissioner had Mr. Harris compromise with him from the beginning, we wouldn't have this problem. I believe at this point a lot of people does think that the citizen, that the commissioner that they elected to represent them, they feel like their rights have been taken away through the commissioners from them. And I don't think they quite understand what it is all about. But some people that never go anywhere, never read the paper, never get the paper, they only go on what someone tells them and not read it for themselves.